Hello there, welcome to Where's Wilmington. I'm excited to have y'all here with me today, and of course I'm excited for every guest, but this one's a little special for me. So today we're going to teach you everything you ever wanted to know and more about the Elks. I'm sure many of us drive by the Elks, we think, oh, what is that place? What's that all about? Or maybe we have family members who were Elks, or maybe we're going to rent a hall and we think of the Elks, but there's a lot more to the Elks than just that. So we're going to talk to the current Exalted Ruler, a good friend of mine, Darlene Lockhart, and she's going to tell us all about, or as much as we can, the Elks. Hey, thanks for coming, Darlene.
Thank you for having me.
So, full disclosure, we know each other from a long time ago. We went to the same high school together, Go Rams, Shawsheen Tech, right? When I became an Elk, I didn't even know you were an Elk.
Nope.
But then I saw you and we reconnected. So tell us a little bit about what the Exalted Ruler position is. That's what your title is currently. And I know you've been the Exalted Ruler before. So before we talk about the history of the Elks, I'd like to explain what an Exalted Ruler is and does.
Exalted Ruler usually is a position taken on after you've completed positions in the chairs.
Okay.
So you start at a Tyler or a Esquire, and then you work your way to Lecturing Night, which represents brotherly love. Then you go to Loyal Night, which represents justice. Leading Night is charity, and the Exalted Ruler represents fidelity.
Okay.
The Exalted Ruler oversees the lodge and rules with impartiality.
Okay. And I know you do that very well. This is not your first time being an Exalted Ruler,
No,
correct?
This year is my third.
Wow. So interestingly, obviously you're a woman. I think a lot of people think, well, these fraternal organizations, maybe they're male dominated.
Not anymore.
Can you speak to that?
My father asked me to join 23 years ago, and women were just allowed to join in 1995.
Wow.
But fraternal organizations are lacking, the people that they need to continue their charitable works. So women were introduced. I think some women wanted to come in and, they just, I don't know if they pushed themselves in. But anyways, we're here.
Right.
We're not going away. We're a great asset, as well as we have an emblem club. That was always the auxiliary for the Elks. And they too still, some of the lodges, they're active. So we haven't taken away the emblem, but an emblem lady can also be an Elk.
Wow.
Yes.
So if you're a female out there looking to advance in life and learn some leadership skills, I mean, there's so many things you learn as an Exalted Ruler. First of all, working with all different types of people, being organized, having things done in a timely fashion. These are all things that you handle as an Exalted Ruler, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And we account to the Grand Lodge. Everything goes to the Grand Lodge, and we have certain channels and certain ways of doing things.
Okay. And anyone that's a new member or wanting to proceed up the ladder, you talked about the positions, obviously they get support along the way. You're not just dropped right in.
No, and you can do as much as you want to do. Not asking anybody to do anything that they don't want to do.
Okay.
But it's discipline. There's a lot of meetings to attend because you need to know what's going on within the lodge.
Okay. What do you think is the benefit of being an Elk? You said your father asked you. Shout out to Arthur, who's one of my favorite people. I also knew your mom, too. Great people and good examples of parenting. I know your siblings, too. So good examples of really community and giving. And I think that's part of why you are who you are, and I'm sure you'd agree with that. But when you joined the Elks, was it because your family were Elks, or what made you really do that?
I've grown up around the Elks. We had a family picnic, it was called. You would have to get there the night before and put your tablecloth down because it was so popular.
Wow.
It was just a very family-orientated thing. If mom and dad wanted date night, we were right up the street, and they came down to watch. Jimmy Merrick used to play on the weekends. The place was packed. It was just families and doing for families. And the officers and the members always did, I remember, the Christmas parties for us as kids.
Right.
There was Christmas parties, there were spook walks, there were all kinds of things that kept the family together.
Right. And also veterans is a big part
We
of
do
what
a
the
lot
Elks
for
do, too.
veterans.
Your dad a veteran?
Yeah, he's a
Okay. And your
Korean.
son is in the military as well, right?
My son did 10 years in the Army. He
Yeah.
did 3 tours, 1 in Iraq and 2 in Afghanistan.
Okay. So really there's nothing the Elks doesn't support.
No.
They support veterans, they support seniors. Talk to us about the Thanksgiving dinner.
The Thanksgiving dinner is, we all look forward to it.
Right.
We've never had a problem getting volunteers for the Thanksgiving dinner, because we give a full Thanksgiving dinner to all the seniors in Wilmington and all the seniors in Tewksbury. I think it is the first Thursday and the second Thursday of November.
And there's no charge for that.
There's no charge for the
And
seniors.
we're talking like 150, 200 people here.
It used to be a lot,
Yeah.
but now we've actually combined the two towns.
Yeah, and if you get a chance to attend that, I have done it, I've even DJ'd there. It's amazing to watch this well-oiled machine serve all those people
They get dressed up
in
for
like 15
Thanksgiving
minutes.
dinner.
I
and
can't believe how well everything goes off without a hitch. It's amazing, such teamwork and camaraderie.
the volunteers, the emblem. If any seniors are looking for hours, we're always welcoming seniors over to the Elks so they can get their community hours. I don't know if anyone's aware of that, but really come down. We can always use your help. We have Flag Day ceremonies coming up June 14th or 13th, Mother's Day ceremony. These are required ceremonies that the Elks have to perform. So we're having a continental breakfast, because in the past we used to have breakfast and the numbers have gotten low. So we're doing a continental breakfast, but the most important part of that ceremony is to remember your mother who's present and your mother who has passed.
Wow.
And then we give like little floral arrangements for the oldest mother and the youngest mother. Yeah.
How sweet. So COVID came, we all heard about that, right?
Yes.
Did that affect the Elks Lodge, and if so, how so?
Some lodges closed. It was better financially to close than to stay open. We, as Tewksbury-Wilmington, they had to apply for a restaurant license, and we have a great manager because she went and got a restaurant license, so we were able to do food and continue to stay open. We also had 200 flags that went up in the center of Tewksbury to remember the people.
To see.
Yeah, that was called the Healing Field.
Right.
So that healing field helped heal people, and with the selectmen, we were able to get all those flags up, and with volunteers at our Elks Lodge, they were able to put the flags together, and our selectmen, both from Wilmington and Tewksbury, were able to get 200 flags up on the library property.
It's quite a thing to see, and we actually have some footage of that. If you go to wctv.org, you can see it there. We've got pictures and all kinds of cool stuff. So I guess what I'm getting at is many organizations have suffered because of COVID. And even before that, I think the Elks, some people might view it as, well, that's for older folks. Do you think that's a misconception?
No, it's still, that stigma is still there. It's an old man's drinking place, and they don't really realize what we do for the community. We just gave a grant to the Equine, the Strong Water. They do therapy with first responders, so we were able to give them a grant. I've been trying to reach out with the Chamber of Commerce to see who else needs grants, because we love to give away money. That's our purpose here. Make money to give money away. And I know that we're probably one of the biggest scholarship people to give out, more scholarships probably than the government itself.
Right.
It started back like in World War I, that era. I think it was 40,000 education loans to returning veterans, which became the forerunner of the GI Bill.
Wow.
Yes.
So the Elks started that.
Yes, we give scholarships to Tewksbury High seniors, Wilmington High seniors, and Shawshene Tech seniors. We also have a dictionary program that we give dictionaries out to every third grader, and they have their name in. We have volunteers that put the stickers into the dictionaries, and then they're distributed.
Okay. So do you think that most people don't really know what the Elks do?
I think more aware because we have, like this, we have technology and
Right.
the information is getting out. So I think the more we are informed,
Right.
that stigma of just a drinking and gambling bar is going to go away because there's just so much more. We just helped out a veteran at our lodge. He's coming home from a nursing facility, and we gave him everything he needs to get acclimated in his house
Okay.
with handicaps, get a handicap ready for him.
Accessibility,
Yep.
right. I think one of the things I like about the Elks is most of what they do is unseen.
It is, but we're not
I
we're not
kinda
like
like
we
that,
don't
though.
we don't toot our own horn.
Right.
We want you to know we're the safety net if you need us.
Right.
We help in aid in distress, and we try to give you relief. We've been giving relief since 1868. Since the Johnstone flood, we were the first to help them out, and then the San Francisco, I think it was 1906, we helped with the earthquake. We were the first on scene to offer rescue assistance. And during World War I, the Elks, they equipped 2 field hospitals in France.
That's amazing.
And they also helped with the Statue of Liberty.
Who knew?
We're just
Now you
there.
know.
We're
Right.
just always there, and that's what I love.
And I think
you
that's
know?
what's interesting about it is you're not, like you said, you're not out there tooting your horn. You're not saying, here we are, here we are. But you're doing so many things that people aren't aware of, like the flag field. I drove by that a million times. I would not have known that was an Elks.
We actually got a citation from Mark Kratman for that. So during COVID, with no lodges being able to do anything, we got a citation from the town, and our lodge got a citation thanking us.
Amazing.
Because it made that much of an impression on people.
Okay. And how does one become an Elk member? What is the process to do that? If someone's watching today and they're thinking, this sounds kind of fun, I might want to try it. How do we do that?
We have applications. You can come down. It used to be you needed to know someone personally, but you have to be sponsored.
Okay.
So someone really needs to know what you're about a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
and then we sponsor you. You go through you have an interview.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you want to be an Elk? Just a couple of questions. You go
Right.
to
And this is nothing
indoctrination.
frightening. I've done it. So it's nothing scary. It sounded scary to me when I heard it. But this is nothing like that. It's just a conversation, making sure that you can keep the organization with people who really want to be a part of the organization and who believe in the same mission of charity, community, giving, all of those things.
And when we ask you, do you want to get involved? It's no pressure.
Right.
If you want to get involved, get involved. One thing is a big thing down the Elks. One thing that you volunteer for is a big thing because it lets other people do other things. It's not the same people getting burnt out all the time.
Right.
This year is Elks with Enthusiasm. So I'm trying to keep it as enthusiastic as I can down there.
Right.
We have volunteers that have stepped up, brought game night back. Mary Ann DeVito's done the Family Feud. You've come down and
Yes,
entertained us.
Sure. Gosh, there's the Easter Bunny, there's Christmas parties.
One of our
there's
officers
all
was
kinds
the
of
Easter
things.
Bunny this
Yeah.
year. Yeah. Our children's Christmas party was a success this year.
Right.
I'm pleased for that. And
Right.
hopefully this year will be a success.
What I also like is they are open to any idea. Someone could come to you as a brand new member and have an idea, and you would support that and say, run with it.
Exactly.
And then there are other Elks members who support that. And not only does that make you feel good that your idea is accepted, but you learn something about running a successful program, what it takes. It's really a good life lesson.
Well,
to be able
it's
to
good
do
to
that.
talk to other people because you may have a good idea, but someone could say, all right, well, think about this.
Right.
Oh, that's good. I'm always about group and team. The Elks is a team. You can't do it by yourself.
That's true.
The Exalted Ruler needs help. The officers need help.
Right.
Everyone needs help.
Right. And this isn't something that has to consume your life. You can give
No.
as much time or as little time as you have and
Yep.
as you want. Right? Okay. And also, I know that you donate to other organizations in the community. You help WCTV out. You just gave us a donation to help us continue. What other organizations or businesses does the Elks help? We only have 15 minutes.
youth activities.
Right.
We do a lot for youth activities. Banquets are always held at our lodge. We
Right.
give them the hall for nothing.
Wow.
Handicapped people have been known to come and ask us. They hold events there. We give them the hall as a charitable donation. They don't have to pay rent. I think we just gave, the Chamber of Commerce came to us and we just gave them the hall. So that goes down as our charitable work. And we do fill out paperwork and let the Grand Lodge know that we're doing as much as we can for our communities.
Right. And I mean, part of that is your mission, but also to keep your nonprofit status, it behooves you to do these things.
Bingo. Bingo was,
my favorite.
bingo was so tough. So tough to get up
Let's
this
talk
year.
about bingo.
Bingo is, to me, with COVID hitting so bad, especially the seniors, they took a hit as far as socializing. You know,
Right.
the kids have too, but the seniors, that's their night out. They really look forward to it.
Right.
We have a woman whose daughter comes down from Maine and spends time with her and plays bingo. We have another woman, both her college student kids come and play bingo with her. We have another woman whose deaf son comes from Rhode Island and plays with her. So that has brought a lot of things together.
And that is on Tuesday nights.
Tuesday night.
We're going to do a PSA on that some way down
I'm
the
looking
road.
forward
We're going
to
to
it,
show
yes.
some people at the bingo. So what does a typical bingo night look like? This is usually on a Tuesday, right?
It's usually on a Tuesday. We had 92 people last night.
Wow,
Yes,
congratulations.
and we did well, and if we continue to do well, then we can bring up the prizes even more.
Okay. Is there an entrance fee for the bingo?
No, I think you just pay. You pay for your cards, and then
Okay.
they have strips, and then they have pull tabs.
Always something going on.
There's always something. Yep.
Okay. And as far as who can go to that, do you have to be over 18? What are the guidelines for that?
I'm not sure of the
Okay.
age, but you won't see any young people. You'll just see like college age or.
Okay.
I would say 18. That's the age to gamble. So.
Okay. And is there food available there too?
Yes, the Emblem Club bakes, and I actually have members that come to play and support the bingo, and they've been baking for the Emblem Club. So we actually, as Elks, gave the Emblem Club the kitchen. So they sell pizza, they sell hot dogs, and baked goods, and it's just been it's been really fun.
Okay. And all of that money that's raised goes back into
It
your
goes back
fund,
into the
which
funds,
goes
yep.
back to the community.
Yep.
So it's really a win-win-win because you're having a great time, you're supporting a great organization, and then that money goes even further.
Exactly.
Right.
I can't thank my volunteers enough, because if it wasn't for them, I don't know what we would do, you know?
Right. So many nonprofit organizations are struggling today,
They are.
keeping their membership up. And we see it as Elks, the attrition rate. You know, our membership is aging out, and that's okay. We love you, right? But we need probably some strong backs and some willing people to get involved. What would you say to someone who's maybe late 20s, early 30s, 40 or so, thinking, I want to volunteer for something? Why would I choose the Elks? What would you say?
Because we have lots of committees that you can get onto. I don't have enough people for committees that I would really love to press forward with. One of the committees is the Drug Awareness Program. That is a great program. Gone to the National Convention and got updates on things. And with our community suffering with drugs, that would be an ideal committee to get onto. And it's not like you have to go to meetings like I have to go to. That's your committee. There's a trailer out there that you can rent, and you can really get the message out to people and children, you know, because I don't think there's a DARE program any longer. So
Wow.
the Elks started this drug awareness program because we have been personally affected, members have, with drugs.
Right, and many of us have been touched by that. So there definitely is a need. What do you think will bring the more demographic you're looking for into the Elks? Why? What do you think would make someone want
I think
to
we're all
involved?
struggling, so instead of going out, you know, to like, you know, to a sports bar or things like that, you can come down and enjoy the benefits of a social function.
Right.
You know, you've had karaoke, we have
Sure.
3-card bingo. I got new volunteers trying different kinds of ideas
Right.
to get people to come down. I'm working on entertainment and an entertainment committee. Mary DeVito's got the activities committee. So committees are starting to come. You know, I don't want people to feel pressured that they have to be there or they have to, but we're all working together to make sure that we're not
So
getting
now
burnt
is the
out.
time to get in. because so much is happening. I mean, you guys have a beautiful grove over there. If you haven't been over to see the Tewksbury-Wilmington Elks, it's a little hidden, but once you find it, you'll never forget it, right?
It's nice to have a wedding out there.
It's gorgeous. There's a grove and there's also electricity out there too.
Yes.
Yeah, which
right,
is nice.
Right out to the ball field.
Little bar out there too. Then there's the bar field, the ball field, not the bar field. And then there's also a couple of halls within the facility, so it's pretty big. You have the large hall, and then you also have a smaller hall, and then you have the members' quarters as well. Yeah, and someone doesn't have to join immediately. They can come as a guest a few times.
You can come once a week. Okay, there is no limits to your guests, but they can only come once a week.
And that's so you can kind of feel it out and see if it's for you.
Right.
See if you like this particular
But if you're
lodge.
continuing to come once a week, why wouldn't you join?
Right.
You know?
Right,
So.
I get it. One of the things I like about our Elks and all Elks really is that they partner together to do bigger things. So there are other Elks organizations nearby, Lawrence, Billerica.
Yep.
Tell me a little bit about the partnerships that Tewksbury does with the other Elks. So it's very broad-based, and conventions too.
Yes, well, we have a district deputy out of the Tewksbury-Wilmington Lodge, so the other lodges will help defer her expenses when she travels. She has to travel all over the state, and I'm talking like out in the Berkshires to everywhere, you know, and to help her with the costs, our lodges will get together and either do a steak and lobster gathering or a golf tournament or something like that. You know, we've done that for members as well, people that have passed on from diseases and stuff. We've had fundraisers for them, cancer mostly. We've had a couple of people that we've done golf tournaments for.
So what I like about being an Elks member is I can go to any Elks.
Any in the United States.
I love that.
Any.
So I pay my membership dues, which is reasonable for what you get, you know, and I can go to any Elks and they will welcome me as an Elk member with open arms, and I love that.
My son lives in Tennessee. I visited the Camden Elks lots of times. I follow them around. My brother's out in Alabama. I've been to the Huntsville. And what's nice about the National Convention, you get to hang out with all those people when you go to the National Convention.
Right. And here's a hidden thing that we don't talk about being Elks. Sometimes when I need something in my house, I want to go to someone I trust. Maybe I need a plumber, or maybe I need a roofer. When you're an Elk, you meet people just hanging out.
Yep.
Yes, networking is the word I was looking for, yes.
You network.
And that's nice to be able to really have a broad-based, if I were to just go on the Elks website and post I need something, there would be so many people that would reach out. And knowing that we have the same, hopefully, like mind, charitable giving, and that they're in our organization really makes it lovely to be able to do that.
Tewksbury-Wilmington is a blue-collar Elks lodge. And I can tell you there's painters, plumbers, electricians, and I got them all in my head. And I have referred them
and the camaraderie of that. But also, I like to know where my money goes. I like to give my money to people that need it and that I trust. And so to be able to meet somebody and kind of sit with them for a few months and get to know them, and then maybe you need something and they're right there, I love that part of it. And that's something that I think people don't think about a lot when they join these organizations.
No, we're just Elks Care, Elks Share. That's their motto. You know, I'm the type of person, together we can. We can't do it by ourselves.
This is true.
We do it together.
There's no I in team, and so on and so on. Right? Okay. Is there anything else you would like to share, upcoming events or anything you want to say about being an Elk? I'd actually like to ask you before we do that.
I have so many ideas in my head right now.
What's it like being an Exalted Ruler? What's that like?
It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's a lot of
but it's a labor
anxiety. There's a lot of deadlines you have to meet with budgets and making sure your trustees are on the same page and your officers are on the same page. And some of them are required to go to meetings as well. We're always going to, I feel like we're always going to meetings. So that's my social life right now, is the meetings.
That's good though.
But I enjoy it because I'm a social person.
Yeah. Have you learned a lot about yourself by working with all different types of people and getting things done?
Yeah, I need to just have patience.
We all work on that.
I have to learn to have patience, and I hope I'm leading in a good way. I like to listen to everybody and their ideas because every member counts with me, and I truly mean that. You know, it's not just me running the show. It's, this is your lodge, people. This is your ideas. And we've done so well. Toys for Tots was so good. Both towns got so many toys at Christmas time.
And your trunk Halloween.
That was the
amazing,
first. That
too.
was the first annual trunk or treat. So
I love it.
we were just going to do it, just a couple of us, and then it just turned into a nice event. We're going to do it next year. Maybe we'll have prizes for the best costumes or the best trunks. You know, you can just expand on things. When I was younger, they did the spook walk out in the back area, and then they had things in the big hall. Well, we've graduated to that, I think. So I think the trunk or treat is really good. You know, I know schools are doing it and everything.
Right.
We have a good free throw program called the Hoop Shoot, and I actually journeyed to Chicago this year because we had 2 winners from Massachusetts attend the Nationals. And to get that far, I mean, I've only done it at the level of the Hoop Shoot. I'm sad that we don't have more participation. We used to have 200 to 300 kids in the Hoop Shoot. I don't know what to do. Maybe we need to get out earlier to tell these kids. But if they go and they win, and they go all the way to the Nationals and win, they get their name in the Hall of Fame in Springfield, the Basketball Hall of Fame. You know, and I understand that a lot of kids are on travel teams, but maybe we need to go out and talk to the schools. It's been hard with COVID. You can't get into the schools or anything.
So if someone's watching today, either a past elk or wants to be an elk and thinks, wow, that she is speaking to me, you just get involved.
That's it, one thing.
Yeah, the best way to do it is, what we'll do is I'll give you my email. It's Lisa, Lisa, at wctv.org, Lisa at wctv.org. And what I'll do is I'll forward anybody that's interested to you, because I know you're a busy bee and you probably get thousands of emails. So if we get anybody that watches this program and wants to be involved, we'll forward them
I'm actually going to ask the manager and ask the Board of Trustees in the next meeting if we could do an open house. I would love to have an open house and just have people come by, fill out applications, and see if they would be interested.
And learn what it's about and see if it's for them.
Yeah, I mean, you can fill out an application. You don't have to come back, but you can come and see.
Right.
I know our manager, she attends the Shriners Wedding Expo.
Yeah.
It's been very, very successful. And our hall is just as comparable as the country
it's
club.
beautiful.
And there is no country club anymore, so why wouldn't you want to have something nice? You have your pictures taken out by the gazebo. You could have your wedding outside. You can have your wedding inside.
Right.
You know, we have,
And at a fraction of the cost,
I think so.
what it would be to go into the city.
I'm very passionate about the Elks.
Yes.
I really am.
Well, that's why you're sitting here, right? And you're a family.
I would like
member.
to see more members.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'd like to have an open house. I'm pushing for, I'd like an Elks charter. We can get it. I got people all ready to work with me, and I'd like to get a motorcycle charter. So I know that Local Heroes has done a lot of rides. We've kind of cut down because of COVID and everything, but I want to bring those rides back for the veterans. My first ride I would like to have is soldier suicide, you know, because a couple of our members have been affected personally by it. And to see a motorcycle charter at our Elks is probably my next goal.
Wow.
That's what I'd
heard
like
it
to
here
see.
first, folks, right? Anything else? There's so much more we could say, but anything else final that you'd like to add before we close today's program?
I just think the Elks strengthens your community. It helps with veterans. We go visit veterans at the VA. Our veterans person, Ray Metcalf, he had 1,000 sneakers donated to the veterans.
Wow.
We always go over and visit veterans that are confined at the VA at Christmas time. We throw them a little party, and it's just, we're very, very involved with the veterans. Ray had a member make walking sticks for veterans. They're absolutely gorgeous. We got another member who's with the iPods for veterans. We give out iPods. There's just so much. I could sit here and talk forever.
Right.
We just had an Eagle Scout. Now his grandfather went through the Elks, Jim Carrier's grandson, and he made a monument for the veterans.
So what I'm hearing us say is you can
it all comes back.
Yes, and you
It all
can be
comes
as
back.
involved as you wish.
Yep.
Or maybe you just go and have a few drinks, but that supports the
Come
club
down
too.
and volunteer for bingo.
That supports the club too.
I need
you can
people to call
volunteer for
back.
bingo. Lots of things you
Yep.
can do. Does it make you feel good as a person when you give back to the community?
I feel like I'm making a difference. You know,
Why is that important to you?
because I just want to see a good future I want to see a good future for the upcoming generation.
Right.
There's not a lot out there. So if they use us as leaders and see what we do for the elderly, because we're all going to be old someday, and if these people are not learning from us how to take care of our veterans, how to take care of our elderly, how to take care of our youth, there's just not going to be a future.
That's an excellent point. Also, learning all the skills you can learn, you know, how to run a kitchen, because you all do that. All kinds of things, organizing. There are so many life skills
Lonely.
that you can learn.
If you're lonely and you're sitting at home and you're depressed, you have some place to go. You can go to the Elks. You can sit there. I'm not going to let you sit by yourself. I don't like anyone that sits by themselves. But you can go down there and someone will come up to you and have a conversation. You don't ever have to be lonely.
I love that.
There's a place to go.
I love that. Anything else we can say
I don't know.
for today? We'll have to do a part two.
I think I said a lot.
Yes.
And like I
Good.
said, we're looking for new members, looking for enthusiastic members,
Good.
looking for bingo players.
Yes.
You know,
Tuesday nights.
Tuesday
6:30
nights,
or so?
6:45 it starts. Doors
Okay.
open at 4. I
Wow,
think.
4 o'clock.
Oh, you'd be surprised.
I will
Our
be
bingo
surprised.
volunteers start at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And thank you to Joanne Finn, because she's been an asset, as well as all,
Okay.
the volunteers.
And the Tewksbury-Wilmington 2070 Elks
Mm-hmm.
is a little bit hidden, but you guys got a bigger sign for the top of the street that says South Street, which makes it a
do.
lot easier. And you have nice signage that shows where you are. So once you find it, you'll never forget it again.
We
But
also have cornhole on Thursday.
Ooh! It's
So-
777 South Street.
777,
right?
lucky sevens.
Yes, wonderful. Well, so I guess we'll ask people to come visit you, get involved
Yes,
if they
I
wish.
try to make myself available all the time.
Wonderful.
So
Wonderful. Thank you so much,
no,
Exalted
thank
Ruler
you.
Darlene Lockhart.
This is a really good thing for us.
It was great to have you. So much fun.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for watching. If you want to talk to me about the Elks, and I'll get you in touch with Darlene, that would be Lisa, Lisa, at wctv.org. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching. And the next time somebody asks you, where's Wilmington, you tell them right here on WCTV. We'll see you again soon.